Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss an important theorem of number theory which is known as the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. It is also known as unique factorization theorem or unique prime factorization theorem. Now, before discussing this theorem, let's recall prime number and composite number. A prime number is a number which has two factors, 1 and the number itself, and a composite number is a number which has more than two factors. For example, 2 is a prime number because it is divisible by 1 and itself only, and 6 is a composite number because its factors are 1, 2, 3 and 6. Now always remember there is difference between factors and prime factors. 1 may be a factor, but 1 is not called a prime factor because 1 is neither prime nor composite, because 1 neither satisfies the definition of prime number nor composite number. So whenever we write the prime factorization of any number, we will never write 1. Now, fundamental theorem of arithmetic. It states that every composite number can be expressed as a product of primes, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which prime factors occur. In this theorem, there are some terms: product of primes. This means that all composite numbers can be written as product of primes. Their factorization is unique and order may be changed. For example, 18 is a composite number. Its factorization can be written as 3 multiply 3 multiply 2, 2 multiply 3 multiply 3, or 3 multiply 2 multiply 3. In all the three cases, 2 comes 1 times and 3 comes 2 times. This means that there is uniqueness in factorization. 2 comes 1 times only and 3 comes 2 times only. But the order may be changed here. Now, let's discuss a question. Find the LCM and SCF of 336 and 52 and verify that LCM multiply SCF is equal to product of the two numbers. First number is 336, which can be written as 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 3 multiply 7, and second number is 52, 2 multiply 3 multiply 3 multiply 3. So 336 can be written as 2 the power 4 multiply 3 multiply 7, and 52 can be written as 2 multiply 3 to the power 3. Now SCF is also known as the greatest common divisor. So we'll look at the common factors. Here 2 is common here in both the numbers. 2 is common. Now we'll look at the lowest power because it will divide both. Here 2 the power 1 is smaller than 2 the power 4. Therefore we'll write 2. And also 3 is common here and lowest power is 3. So we'll write 2 multiply 3. We'll not write 7 because it is not common in both. So 2 multiply 3 is equal to 6. But in order to find the LCM, you have to write the number having the highest power. For example, here we have 2 the power 4 and here we have 2 the power 1. We'll write 2 the power 4. Next, 3 and 3 to the power 3. We'll write the highest power 3 to the power 3. And we have 7 here, but we don't have 7 here. But we'll write 7. So we won't leave any prime factors. Now we'll multiply and we'll get LCM as 3024. Now first number multiplies second number, which is the product of two numbers. 336 multiply 52. When we multiply the numbers, we will get 18,144. And when we multiply SCF and LCM, we will again get 18,144. Hence, we have proved that first number multiplies second number is equal to SCF multiply LCM. This is also a formula which is applicable for two numbers only. Next, Check whether 6 to the power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number. Now let's see for any all numbers which end with 0. For example, 40, its last digit is 0. 3250, last digit is 0. It can be written as 4 multiply 10. It can be written as 325 multiply 10. And again we can write this can 4 multiply 2 multiply 5 and 325 multiply 2 multiply 5. So for a number to end with 0, its prime factor should contain 2 and 5 both. In all the cases we can see there. Now look at the question. Question asks, we have to check whether 6 to the power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Now prime factorization of 6 to the power n can be written as 2 multiply 3 to the power n. And for a number to end with 0, its prime factorization should contain 2 and 5 both. But the prime factorization of 6 to the power n doesn't contain 5. Here 5 is absent. And according to the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, this factorization is unique. Hence, we can conclude that 6 to the power n can never end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Next question. Explain why 7 multiply 11 multiply 13 plus 13 is composite. So, 7 multiply 11 multiply 13 plus 13, we have 13 common. So, we can write 13 multiply 7 into 11 plus 1, 11 7 is 77 plus